Marc Thiessen joins our coverage. Marc, good morning to you. Bernie Sanders says it's a so-called inflation reduction bill. He said it'll have a minimum impact, and he still voted for it. That's rich.
Yeah, well, give Bernie points for honesty. I mean, you know, the whole name, Inflation Reduction Act, is a lie. If you want to know whether this is a political winner for Democrats, just ask yourself, why did they call it the Inflation Reduction Act instead of the Climate Change Reduction Act? And it's simple, because they know that while climate change is the #1 issue for most of their left-wing activists, only 1% of Americans say that is the top priority. And the fact is the bill does not reduce inflation. In fact, the Penn-Wharton model says that in the short term, in the immediate term, it'll actually nominally increase inflation. So if the Democrats went to the American people and say, if they were proud of this, they'd be shouting climate change from the rooftops. They'd be saying, hey, America, guess what we did? We hired 87,000 IRS auditors to take more of your money so we could spend it on climate change. Good for us. Vote for Democrats. They're not doing that.
On the way into work today, my husband was calling the bill the Once Upon a Time bill. As he said, it was a total fairy tale. And I said, well, maybe I'll use that line, but I will give him credit for it. Wow. I do want to point this out, that the IRS staffing, if you look at this now compared to other agencies, it's incredible. Call for number 4, a total estimate of 165,000 employees. The State Department only has 23,000. The FBI at 35,000. And the Customs and Border Protection at 60,000. And who does the IRS have to target? And we know this to be true, that they go after people, the majority of people making $200,000 a year or less. And what does that lead to, Mark?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, there aren't 87,000 wealthy people in this country who can billionaires and who they can go after. So of course they're going to go after the middle class. First of all, good luck finding 87,000 workers. We're in the middle of a historic labor shortage where there are literally almost 11 million unfilled jobs in America today. You get 60% of small businesses can't say they can't find workers to fill a job opening they have. And so the answer of the federal government is to go and pass money to dip into the labor pool and take 87,000 workers out of the productive sector of the economy in order to sick the IRS on auditing Americans. That doesn't seem either politically popular or very smart.
I think the idea they're going to sell it on is they're going to go after billionaires who cheat. Well, you know what billionaires do? They have entire staffs that keep them out of the way of the IRS. But out of Syracuse University, households with less than $25,000 a year in earnings are 5 times as likely to be audited by the agency than everyone else.
Yeah.
How do you defend that?
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So what this is basically a squeeze money out of the American people's pockets bill. They're going to try to hire 87,000 auditors to go after us. And then second thing they're going to do is they're going to raise taxes on us. They're raising this bill. Biden broke his promise not to raise taxes on people making $400,000 or less. It's very clear. The Joint Tax Committee found that it does. And also the other thing it's doing, this is why it's going to make inflation worse, is if 50% of the tax increases hit manufacturers. So the reason we have inflation today is because demand is outstripping supply. Biden juiced demand with the $1.9 trillion COVID spending bill, which was really social spending disguised as COVID relief. And then the supply can't keep up because they can't find workers. So manufacturers already are having trouble because of supply chain issues and labor shortage. And now we're going to impose a massive tax increase on them. How is that going to increase supply? It's not. It's going to depress supply. What we need in this economy is less demand and more supply. And what Biden just did is tax supply. When you tax something, you get less of it.
Well, what's interesting is that the media had all of these pre-written stories. Like, you know how they have pre-written obituaries? The media seemed to have pre-written Joe Biden comeback stories. They were all ready to go, and they're everywhere. But yet still, that didn't quiet the talk this weekend of prominent Democrats and liberals suggesting that Joe Biden shouldn't run for office again. Senator Blumenthal was one of them. But Maureen Dowd in the New York Times suggested that this string of successes or wins that Joe Biden has should basically give him confidence that he's done what he said he was going to do and that he should not run again. Last thought on that.
Yeah, the rationalizations are already coming out. Look, they can't openly say before the November elections that Biden shouldn't run. because that's not what you say before going into an election. But as soon as this election is over, look, Joe Biden's problem, the reason why he can't run for re-election is because he's not only has he lost swing voters, he's lost his base. 75% of Democrats in this country say he shouldn't run again. So when you don't have your base and you don't have the swing voters, you're dead in the water. But of course, they can't say that before the election. But as soon as this election is over, particularly if they get the kind of shellacking that they will and lose control of the House, and they're going to lay it at the feet of Joe Biden, the calls are going to become much more vocal to push Biden aside.
Maybe from inside the House.
Thank you, Mark, so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.